Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Police told Kim Zolciak to stop calling isn't an emergency. Police have told RHOA alum Kim Zolciak to stop calling because, at this point, it is not an emergency. The mother of 6 is embroiled in a divorce with her husband of over a decade, Cristin Bierman. Yet, things have been so dramatic that the cops are always being called. So, why did the authorities tell Kim to calm down on the calls? Keep reading for more details. Police to Kim Zolciak. Stop calling. For a decade, Kim Zolciak and Cristin Bierman were an extremely happy couple. He had adopted her 2 older daughters, Brielle and Ariana, from her previous relationships. They then went on to have 4 children of their own and had the perfect little family. Unfortunately, Kim loved to gamble and shop, leading to financial distress. In 2022, their lavish Georgia mansion faced foreclosure, but they dodged it until early 2023. Then it all resurfaced and they faced an auction. Once again, they were able to get out of that, but a short time later, they filed for divorce. Allegations were thrown at one another, and though they tried to reconcile, that did not last. The police were soon called to their home, becoming a repeated event. She alleged she would not let her leave their driveway while he was at the end of his rope. They were locking themselves into bedrooms, and their poor minor children were the casualties. Just before Thanksgiving, the police were called yet again. Since their home is headed to auction, they were packing and taking down the curtains. Kim Zolciak claimed Cristin Bierman was the aggressor, but he alleged she struck him. Their children could not necessarily corroborate Kim's story, but the police want Kim to stop. A Reddit thread was started to share how they had to let Kim know they could not keep coming to Kim's home simply because of divorce spats. Followers felt awful for the children, but moreover, could not believe this was still happening. Will it end? The big question that followers want to know is whether will it ever end for Kim Zolciak and Cristin Bierman. This has been going on for nearly 2 years with no end in sight. Hopefully, some resolution is reached so that they all can find peace and the children stop getting dragged into the drama. Reality TV star Kim Zolciak is no stranger to drama, but this time, it's not unfolding on the set of The Real Housewives of Atlanta or in front of Bravo's cameras. Instead, it's playing out in her home, or rather, what remains of it, as police were reportedly forced to step in and tell the Bravo alum to stop calling 911 over non-emergencies. According to multiple sources close to the situation, the tension in Kim's tumultuous divorce from Cristin Bierman has reached a whole new level. But rather than court filings or angry text messages, it's police dispatchers who are now feeling the heat, and they're not having it. A house divided. Literally, Kim and Cristin's marriage has been in a downward spiral for months, splashed across headlines with foreclosure warnings, custody battles, and mutual restraining orders. But insiders say that the couple's relationship deteriorated to such an extreme that Kim began calling the police multiple times a week, sometimes even multiple times a day. Kim treats the police like a concierge service. One local official joked anonymously, "She'll call over missing phone chargers, locked closets, arguments over thermostat settings, things that just aren't emergencies." At first, officers responded as protocol required, but they quickly realized that the calls weren't just excessive, they were borderline absurd. The final straw. One particularly bizarre call came late at night when Kim reported that Cristin had moved her hair extensions without permission. According to the dispatcher log, Kim was distraught and claimed the act was aggressive and meant to provoke. When officers arrived, they reportedly found Kim pacing the hallway in silk pajamas, pointing to a plastic bin on the floor. "Those are my premium wefts," she allegedly said. "They don't belong in the hallway. That's sabotage." The responding officers tried to de-escalate the situation, but it became clear that Kim was looking for validation, not safety. "It was an uncomfortable situation," said one officer. "There was no crime. No one was hurt. No laws were broken. but Kim was adamant something needed to be done. That night marked the fifth non-emergency call in 2 weeks, and authorities had reached their limit. A stern warning. After reviewing the dispatch history, the local police department officially issued a verbal warning to Zolciak, informing her that further abuse of emergency services could result in a citation or even criminal charges for misuse of 911. A neighbor revealed she genuinely didn't understand why it was a problem. I think she sees the police like producers. She expects them to intervene when the script goes off the rails. Officials explained that the emergency line was for life-threatening situations, not marital squabbles, clothing disputes, or who left the garage door open. Kim reportedly tried to argue that the calls were justified because her emotional well-being was in danger, but officers made it clear mental distress over a messy divorce does not constitute a public emergency. Croy's reaction. Croy, for his part, has remained relatively quiet amid the chaos, though sources say he's exasperated by Kim's behavior. The former NFL player allegedly told friends that the house has become a war zone and that living under the same roof during the divorce has become a psychological minefield. He's sleeping with the door locked, one source said. He's installing cameras just to protect himself, not from violence, but from accusations. He's also reportedly cooperating with police when called, but it's wearing on him, the insider added. He's tired of having to explain that a broken nail isn't battery. Fans react. Once the story of the police warning broke, fans took to social media with a mix of concern and amusement. Kim Zolciak calling 911 over hair extensions should be illegal. Oh wait, it might be. One fan tweeted. Another quipped, Kim, sweetie, this is not don't be tardy. This is don't be arrested. However, not everyone found it funny. Some expressed worry about Kim's mental health and questioned whether she's facing a deeper breakdown beneath the glitz and glam. Divorce is hard, especially when it's public, one commenter wrote, but weaponizing the police is a bad look. A pattern of chaos? This isn't Kim's first brush with odd behavior. Over the years, she's become known for dramatic exits, emotional meltdowns, and refusing to take accountability, all captured in high definition on reality TV. But now, with the cameras off and real-world consequences setting in, fans are questioning whether Kim's diva antics have gone too far. She's always had a flair for the dramatic, said one former Bravo producer, but in the past, there was a camera crew and a director to cut the scene. Now there's no filter, and it's spilling into real life. Some insiders believe Kim is craving attention in the absence of a regular platform. With Don't Be Tardy canceled and her future in reality TV uncertain, her increasingly erratic behavior could be an attempt to stay relevant. She's addicted to being watched, another source added. She doesn't know how to function without an audience. What's next for Kim? It's unclear how Kim plans to move forward now that police have essentially told her to cool it, but legal experts say if the 911 abuse continues, it could seriously hurt her in court. Judges don't look kindly on wasting public resources, noted one family attorney. It makes her look unstable and irresponsible, especially in a custody battle. As for Kim, she's staying mostly silent on the matter. Her last Instagram story featured her posing in full glam with the caption, "Can't break what shines," possibly a message to her critics, or perhaps to herself. But while Kim might still believe she's the star of her own show, the police aren't playing along. As one dispatcher reportedly said during her last call, "Ms. Zolciak, this isn't an emergency. Please stop calling unless someone is in danger."